lot of energy and buzz here going this morning at the 2018 World Barefoot Waterski Championships. The excitement just keeps mounting as the week goes on. We started skiing the preliminaries yesterday to get down to the finals in the junior and seniors divisions, and we will be bringing the top scores from yesterday's preliminary rounds in the Open to a semifinal later in the week. Here we go, a flying dock start. Dennis Anderson of Sweden. And it looked like a attempted deep water start to one. Maybe. We'll see if the judges gave it. There's a 1 foot, 1 foot hand. There was a wave, a surface hop off the wake. And cutting hard towards that wake. There's a 1 foot, riding a 1 foot. Looked like a toe touch to the handle there. Skiing it out. Looking good. Stand-up pass for Dennis Anderson out of Sweden. Dennis Anderson looked like he started skiing. He skied World Championships back in 2000 in open men's as a 32-year-old when that was held in Fergus Falls, Minnesota, USA. And kind of hung with it. Took a few years, about 6 years off after that. Jumped back in 3 years later and has kind of stayed with it since. So good to see Dennis sticking with the sport and skiing tournaments every year. Has a personal best trick score of 300 points that he put up in 2016 at the EA Championships. Yeah, that makes it easier than trying to walk without flying. Yeah. Got Dennis Anderson in the water, setting up. Looks like, yep, there it is. Rolls over. Back deep water start. So in tow. Oh, looked like, yeah, I'm not sure what. That might have been a delay pull by the boat. He had rolled over and was kind of upside down. I don't know if they just couldn't. Communication problem. They couldn't hear him give the signal, but he rolled over. Yeah. They're going to give him a re-ride. It looked like he had rolled over, had his face down for quite a bit, and give Dennis another shot at that back deep water start. So the rule is if you call that start and you don't get it and you're offered a rewrite, you have to repeat that start. You cannot choose a different start. So, for instance, Dennis Anderson chose to do a back deep water start to 2 feet, it looked like. Got a rewrite. He cannot decide he wants to do a front deep water start. He's got to repeat that back deep water start. So we've got him in the water. Setting him up will be underway here shortly. from the skiers I've talked to yesterday, they were very complimentary of the layout of the lake. The runs are nice and long, plenty of setup time here. Great conditions. The shorelines are just beautiful as far as absorbing the boat waves. No backwash anywhere in the course. It's just a really sweet setup that Dwight and Michelle Williamson have put together here for allowing us to come here and ski this 2018 World Barefoot Waterski Championships. Okay, we've got Dennis Anderson in the water, rolled over. Here we go. Back deep water start. Starting out much better this time. We've got a plant. And, lost the handle. Just looked like he popped the handle. His plant and everything looked good. He was coming up square. Had a good – he was facing straight at the boat when he was planning and planing out, but looked like he just lost the handle on Paul Turner of Great Britain, next skier on the water, followed by, we're going to be watching Don Schwartz of Canada after that. Paul Turner skiing pretty much at the top of his game over his career here. Just tricked 1,630 points at the 2017 E&A Junior Senior Championships here last year. Late last year, about a year ago, and 1,700 points personal best just 2 years ago at the EA Championships in 2016. Seeing the Canadian wetsuits lined up on the dock there. We're going to bring out Marcel Brunet after Don Schwartz. Two Canadian skiers skiing back-to-back in this event. And we're getting set. Paul Turner, Great Britain, on the dock. Looking like a flying dock start for Paul. And there it is. Oh, he's going to do a front tumble up. Comes into the water on his stomach. And tumbles around. And it's going to be a stand up to one. Yes, it is. Nice start for Paul Turner, Great Britain. Flying dock front tumble up to one, and there's a 1 foot, reverse 1 foot. Going for the basic toe hold, reverse toe hold. Not sure he let go of the handle. Might be a partial there. There's a tumble 360 to 1 foot. Going for the reverse tumble. Yep, got the reverse tumble 360 to 1, a wave and a reverse wave, and rides it out. Nice run for Paul Turner of Great Britain. What was interesting, I was looking at Paul there. I was looking at Paul Turner's setup there. So he was on the dock, chose the flying front tumble up start. I noticed he had a that's 750 points for Paul Turner on his first start, or his first pass. But I noticed he had kind of an armband sling that basically you see some of the 3-event jumpers wear. So he had one of his arms kind of pinned in, strapped, so it couldn't get away. And I'm curious if that was in order to help him with that front tumble up, to help him keep the arm and the handle in, or if that was something he was doing to protect the shoulder that he might have injured. So kind of interesting. I hadn't seen that before. That's sort of contraption, but be interesting to talk to Paul and find out what the purpose and intent was with that contraption. We're about almost halfway through the first group of senior men's tricks this morning. This is the preliminary round. Top 8 skiers are going to move on to the finals later in the week. I showed up on site early this morning. We had a 7 a.m. start, and the senior men were already jogging up and down the roads trying to get loosened up for this event. And we're going to set up. Looks like Paul Turner opted for a handle change. So at the end of the pass, it's completely fine to switch handles. Paul went from a front toe hold handle to a back toe handle and is now rolling over. Pass number 2. Paul Turner, Great Britain, coming up backwards. Deep water start to 2 feet. And he's up. Skis out to the right side, his right side of the wake. And there's a hop, surface hop. And it looked like a basic 1 foot, reverse 1 foot. And going for the basic back toe, and he nails that. Oh, okay. He scored that back toe hold, got into the back toe, and as he was trying to get out of that handle, drifted up on top the crest and just lost his balance there. But solid run for Paul Turner. That was a good, so he made the back start, got the surface hop, the 1 foot reverse, and a back toe hold basic. And I think he'd be pretty happy with that. To go along with a 750, quite possibly could be our new leader at this point. We've had Cameron Smith. Okay, that was a 600-point run for Paul Turner of Great Britain for a score of 1,350 points. Currently second behind Cameron Smith of Australia with 1,550. Next skier on the water is Don Schwartz of Canada. And we saw Don come out yesterday in the jump event, land his very first jump, really solid tricker. Tricked over 4,000 points here at the 2014 Canadian Challenge. So capable of putting up some big numbers, some turns. Very proficient tricker, and it looks like Don's going to come up in the front toe-up, loaded for the front toe-up. And here he is outside the wake, setting up for the toe-up. And the tomahawk chop, nice job, and there it is. Scores that front toe-up, goes right into the turns, nice 180 front to back. Back to front, reverse front to back to front. Yeah, throwing off the turns here. Looked like some repeated turns down the way. I saw, okay, here we go. There's a 360. That looks solid, and a 1 foot to break stuff out. He's pumping his fist. Nice run there for Don Schwartz. So good, beautiful toe up, wasted no time, went to the front to back, the back to front, front to back, back to front. So he got all 4 180-degree turns. It looked like he may have repeated a couple 180s, and then I saw a 360 surface turn at the end that I thought was good. So we'll see what the judges give him. That's a 1,800 point first pass for Don Schwartz of Canada.
No, I'm glad you said that. I'll point our webpage to the wrong place, and I'll update our webpage. Thank you.
Just having you show up. All right, we've got Don Schwartz, Canada in the water, setting up for pass number 2. Currently our leader with 1 pass at 1,800 points. We'll see what Don can add to this, trying to get into the top 8. Moving on to the finals. Here we go. Don Schwartz coming up backwards. Deep water start. Standing up right on top of the crest and skis it out to the right side, his right side of the wake, setting up for his first trick. And there's a surface hop of 1 foot, reverse 1 foot. And there's a nice, oh, wow, nice 540 turn and a toe hold. And ran out of time, it looked like, but a 360 there. I think he may have got credit for a 360 on the first one, but on the first pass. But good, solid 2 stand-up runs for Don Schwartz of Canada. Some nice skiing there. He's going to be your current leader. So 2,400 points for Don Schwartz. That's your new leader. I've got Terry Jones with me here, the IT expert on site, filling in some good background. You were just commenting about Don Schwartz and some of the cool stuff he does when he's not barefooting.
Well, Don is he runs a cat skiing and helicopter skiing business out in Whistler, BC.
He's also an awesome slalom skier on the stick. We haven't seen too much of that here when the rest of the local organizing committee gets out on the stick after it's all over, but he's an awesome all-around skier.
Okay, so we've got Marcel Brunet, the another local guy here. What can you tell us about Marcel, Terry?
Well, Marcel here has provided the tournament boat for a lot of our tournaments here, our nationals. His partner is feeding all of our officials here, and he has been incredibly helpful setting up, organizing, and getting everything done here to welcome everybody from around the world. All he asked for today was the best day of his life and the best ski of his life. That's all he was asking for.
That's not asking for much. Here's a guy that's been over 2,000, so he's going to give Don Schwartz some pressure for that top spot. Coming up in that front toe hold, loaded for that front toe up. There it is. Boy, nice and easy. Shows his hands, good and clean. Going for a front toe basic, front toe reverse. Tumble 360 to 1. Reverse tumble 360 to 1. Going into a tumble 180 to 1. And skis it out. Looked like he got everything. He had a wave there at the end. I think he even got in time. So I think he's going to be pretty happy with packing everything in that he did. Very efficient skier. Everything clean. If I'm a judge sitting in the boat, I'm not questioning any of that. He really went out of his way to show everything and was very precise with all of it and very fluid. I really liked what I saw out of Marcel's first run there.
Well, we have that issue all the time. It's not what you know you can do, it's what you show you can do, and Marcel puts it out on the water real clean so that the judges, there's no question of whether he did it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to get paid for everything he did there. And we've got the live scores coming in from the boat, so we'll be able to give you a real-time update on where things are in this event, and should be able to do that for the rest of the day as well in all of the events. So again, right now, 2,400 points for Don Schwartz is the high water mark for this division, and we're going to run this group of 10, and then we're going to bring out another group of 10 senior men's to trick, and we'll take the top 8. So, Terry, you have any projections on what it's going to take to make the top 8 out of these 20?
It's going to take way more skiing than I was ever able to do.
Okay, Marcel Brunet in the water, giving his instructions to the boat crew. On deck, Blake Ehlers, USA. Marcel Brunet coming up backwards, past number 2, skiing out to his left side of the wake, and getting into the line step position. Good posture. There's 1 foot, reverse 1 foot in the line step position. Gets the handle back, loading in the back toe. There's basic. There's the reverse back toe. Boy, nice job getting in and out of those. There's a 1 foot wave. And reverse 1 hand, 1 foot wave. Not sure if he got the second 1 hand, 1 foot wave. Was crossing the foot over the top of the rope nice and taking the hand off. So good stand-up pass, though. A couple solid runs there for Marcel Brunet of Canada. Okay, we've got Blake Ehlers, USA, coming up next, followed by Doug Jordan of the USA.
Second pass, 1150, 1150.
That was 1,150-point second pass for Marcel Brunet. We'll have the composite score for you here shortly. Blake Ehlers next on the water. Very consistent tricker. Had 3 tournaments in a row here, 2 of them this season where he put up 2,500 points. Skied a 2,350-point trick event at the 2018 U.S. Barefoot Nationals. So in a position to take over the lead here if he skis what he's been skiing in recent tournaments. And he's going to start out on the dock, looks like with a back toe handle. There it is, flying back deep off the dock. Blake Ehlers, there he is, up and skiing, cuts out to the right side of the wake. And there's a hop, 1 foot, reverse 1 foot. Nice back toe hold, basic. Going to the reverse side, nice back toe hold there, good in and out release. There's a 1 hand, 1 foot wave, reverse 1 hand, 1 foot wave backwards, and sounds like out of time, and then there was a hop after that. But good stand-up run that it looked like on that reverse 1 hand, 1 foot started to drift a little bit to the right. So I don't know if that took up some of the time where he didn't get that back hop in, but we'll see what the judges thought. Anything noteworthy there, Terry, that you saw in that run?
Well, I mean, a lot of them are going to stick in the little tricks at the end there just in case they happen to have had a very fast run and there's some extra time. So they know what they can usually do in time and pop in a couple of little extras like the waves and the 1 foots and things like that just to see if they can score a few extra points at the end of the run if the clock hasn't run out on them. But I think it had on that one.
Yeah, but you bring up a great point, Terry. It's that if you've got the handle at the end of the lake and you don't ever second guess yourself what's there on the clock, just keep tricking because you never know. The worst thing you could ever do is that's a 1,200-point pass for Blake Ehlers of USA on his first trick run. But as we were saying, the worst thing you could ever do is ski down the lake and assume you're out of time and stop tricking, and then when the run's over, have the judges ask you why you quit tricking with 2 or 3 seconds left on the clock. I mean, there's nothing worse than that.
And the same thing in slalom, you know, when guys usually do their so many crossings in the 15 seconds, and if they have a particularly fast day and they put their foot down and shut down early when they could have had extra points for a 1 foot crossing, and they put their foot down and cut their points in half just for giving up a little bit too early.
Yeah, you always have to have that mindset. I'm just going to keep skiing. If I'm out of time, I'm just going to get the extra practice, right? So never give up the handle and keep skiing until you get to the end of the lake. Blake Ehlers setting up for his second pass, and he is facing the sky. I see his foot come up. Looks like possibly loading for a front toe up.
Speaking of the end of the lake here, I mean, a lot of people don't realize that our hosts here, Dwight actually dug out that far end of the lake to make it longer for the barefooters. And he's a slalom skier, not a barefooter.
Yeah, that's amazing, the amount of support we're getting here from Dwight and Michelle Williamson, the owners. Here we go. Blake Ehlers, and nice front toe up, sticks it beautifully, and setting up. There's a side slide, Goes into a tumble 360. It looked like to 1, a reverse. I'm not sure if he's going to get paid for those to 1. There's a 180 to 1. That one he's for certain going to get paid for. There's a reverse 180 to 1. Right up into the toe hold. A wave, a hop. So stand-up pass. Yeah, good stand-up pass there for Blake Ehlers, USA. Talking about my computer screen. It's bad. So coming in, we're seeing Marcel Brunet scored a 1,950-point trick run. So we've got right now Don Schwartz with 2,400 points, Marcel Brunet with 1,950, and Cameron Smith with 1,550 as your top three, followed by Paul Turner of Great Britain with 1,350 points, Gustavo Serrano with 350, Dennis Anderson with 100 points. So 1,200 is what Blake Ehlers put up on the first run. We're still waiting for his second run score, and we're going to bring out Doug Jordan of USA, next skier on the water. Second pass score for Blake Ehlers, 970 points for a total of 2,170, which currently puts him in second place behind Don Schwartz. Doug Jordan, pass number one, coming up, back deep water start. Skiing it out to the right side of the wake. And there's a hop for the first trick, reverse one, or a basic 1 foot, reverse 1 foot. Back to front, 180-degree surface turn. Got the 1 foot off the water, 1 foot front to back. Goes right up into the back toe hold. Nice run for Doug Jordan. And there's riding a 1 foot. So solid stand-up run. That was pretty sweet how I saw he went out and did the 1 foot front to back and took that 1 foot and just brought it right up into a back toe. That was a pretty sweet maneuver there for Doug Jordan of the USA. Doug had a 2,240-point trick score at the 2018 Silverado Challenge in the western region of the U.S. this ski season, this tournament season. First pass score for Doug Jordan, 1,150 points.
And one of the nicest guys on
Doug Jordan. Pass number 2, setting up in the, he's got his foot loaded in the handle for the front toe up, skiing out to the right side of the wake. Here we go, bringing him up to speed. And, ooh, makes it, no worries there. Different style on the front toe, going with the neck, 1 foot, 1 foot, a hop. There's a front toe hold, basic, reverse front toe hold, getting out of him nice and quick. And a tumble 360 to 1. And a flip. Oh, nice flip. Just couldn't hold on to that handle. But great effort there for Doug Jordan out of the USA. The front toe up was different. I haven't seen many skiers do the front toe up that way, where Doug starts with his hand already extended out in front of him, versus you see plenty of other skiers doing that karate chop to get the momentum going forward, or just pressing up off the water. But that's a strength move there, to keep that hand out in front and just stand that up like Doug did. That was a pretty nice toe up with a different technique than what I'm accustomed to seeing there. So good solid run for Doug Jordan. That was actually a nice flip. Just lost the handle on the landing. It looked like great rotation. Came around nice and square. Just couldn't keep that handle in on the landing. Those landings can get brutal. Second pass score for Doug Jordan, 840 points for a total of 1,990 points. So that's going to give us Don Schwartz, still the leader with 2,400 points and tricks, followed by Blake Ehlers with 2,170, and Doug Jordan with 1,990 points. We're going to bring out the USA's Rich Kaufman next, followed by the last skier in this group, Danny Bumgardner of the USA. Rich Kaufman on the water, coming up forward, front deep water start to 2 feet. Rich has been a open division tricker for a number of years, has tricked over 3,000 points. And there is a front to back. The start is run, back to front, reverse front to back to front, and a 360. A little bit of a butt out, but maintained the turn and lost it on the other. It looked like he was maybe going for a reverse 360 and got into the 180 position to the back and just got a little pulled up. The shoulders came up, got a little tall, and lost the handle there. So solid run for Rich Kaufman. I saw a front deep water start, all 4 180 turns, a 360 turn, and then lost it on the second turn, which I think was going to be that reverse 360. Just couldn't get past the 180 mark on that one, but good solid run. Kind of know what to expect. Rich is a turning guy, so when he came up forward, deep water start to 2, I knew he had a pile of turns he was going to. So at the 2014 World Barefoot Waterski Championships, Rich tricked a 3,000, and his best is 3,500 points in the 2011 Eastern Regionals in the USA. Want to extend a huge thank you to our platinum sponsor, Lennox Fencing, for backing the 2018 World Barefoot Waterski Championships. Immediately after this group, we're going to move into the second group. So what that means is I believe we're going to do a boat crew change. And we're going to kick it off with Mark McCulley from the USA. And here we go. Rich Kaufman, pass number 2, going to come up with a back deep water start. Skiing out to the right side of the wake. And there's a 360 turn back to back. The reverse 360 back to back. Nice turns for Rich Kaufman. And lost the handle. Going for the 540. He was going for the 540 starting in the back position. Actually had the first 360 and then kind of coming out of the 360 turn, trying to get that last 180 and just got a little off balance and kind of fell on his side there. But good solid run there for Rich Kaufman out of the USA.
Second pass, 1200, 1200.
Second pass score there for Rich Kaufman, 1,200 points. I'll get you a composite score here pretty soon. Next skier in the water is going to be USA's Danny Bumbuddy Bumgardner. And here's a guy that is no stranger to the trick event, been over 5,000 points a number of times. Just recently here at the 2018 U.S. Barefoot Nationals, trick 4,410 points. He's got a bag of everything. Not sure what Danny can throw out because he can do pretty much everything. He flips, line step turns. Solid skier. I've seen him ski in some of the nastiest, roughest water, and it didn't seem to bother or affect him. So anything's possible here with this kid. Danny Bumgardner, USA, final skier in this group. Danny coming up, loaded, got the toe loaded and the front toe handle for a toe up start. And presses it up nice and easy, shows the hands, skis over to the other side of the wake to set up, and we're going to start it off. There's a front toe reverse, 180-degree turns, front to back to front, front to back. Oh, lost the handle on the reverse back to front. Danny Bumgardner, USA, starts out nice toe up, skied across the wake for a setup in the opposite curl. Saw front to back, reverse front to back, another front to back in the other direction, and then lost the handle on the reverse front to back coming back the other way. So he'll get paid for 3 of those turns and the toe up, and a couple of toe holds there. Actually, he put in before he started the turns. Okay, we're getting updated scores here, and it looks like they're coming out of the judges' tray. So these are more official. Don Schwartz with 2,400 points. Blake Ehlers in second with 2,000. Only 10 points behind him. Doug Jordan with 1,990. Marcel Brunet with 1,950. So it's stacking in there pretty tight right now. Again, top 8 move on. Dennis Anderson of Sweden right now, currently in the 8th position on the bubble. Danny Bumgarner, pass number 2, elects to come up backwards, deep water start. And he is standing that up in the right side of the wake, setting up in the right curl, and he's getting into the loading for the line step position. And Danny's a guy that can do that line step. There's a 1 foot in the line step position, reverse 1 foot, and a beautiful turn, line step turn to the front. Oh, yeah. And a flip, and he nails the flip and the curl and a side slide and a 1 foot, 1 hand wave, reverse 1 foot wave, and a solid run for Danny Bumgarner. Stand up run number 2. So we saw the flip and we saw the line step turn to the front. Those are both really nice scoring points there for Danny. And that's going to conclude Group 2 Senior Men Tricks. We're going to move on to Group 1 Senior Men Tricks. I believe we've got a boat crew change. And just a note, immediately after the final skier, Jason Lee, in this next group, we're going to have to move to a tiebreaker for an event that was skied yesterday, and that's Junior Girls Tricks between USA's